J.O.A.T.D back with another one. Alright guys, this is J.O.A.T.D back with a new video. Here in front of you is a 2009 BMW X5 E70. It's a 6-cylinder. It's the 3.0 SI version. What we're going to do today is attempt a transmission service. Okay, this car is not going into gear anymore. Technically that means that the transmission fluid is so low that it won't go into gear. It'll go into gear once the car kind of warms up, but eventually you'll start going uphill and it'll just go into park, or the transmission will just stop driving forward. And if you try to go in reverse, it'll basically do the same thing. I thought it had a bad oil leak, but it was actually transmission fluid leaking from the vehicle. I'm gonna show you the spot. This right here is the spot, so that just lets you know how much fluid it leaked out. Hopefully we can get that up, but let's go over to the table. Let's start by telling you the type of fluid I am using. Liquid Moly ATF 1800 transmission fluid. This is a fully synthetic transmission fluid. I got 7 liters. It says to do a transmission service you only need 5, but I'm going to remove the Mechatronic unit, and that's probably another liter is going to come out, so I just got 7 just to make sure. Here in front of it is the transmission pan. It has an integrated filter, so the filter is built into it, so you have to buy the whole unit. Here it has the 2 magnets to pick up gear residue. Let's see. Over here we have the valve body sleeve. It'll leak from here also. You see it has 2 rubber seals here. This right here is called the bridge seal adapter. This goes under the Mechatronic unit. That's the reason why I have to remove it. Okay, it also came with all of the bolts that go around the pan. Now this right here is a pump, pressured pump. This pump will allow me to pump the transmission fluid back into the transmission. Has different types of connectors that click into this quick connect here. Technically all you got to do is open this, pour the transmission fluid into the bottle. It takes 3 liters, so you can pour 3 of these in here, and then you just pump it up, get pressure on it, put whatever extension or whatever you need to put in the quick connect, and then just pull the valve. You pull the valve and it'll automatically start pumping it because there's pressure inside the bottle. It'll start pumping it into the transmission. So it was only like, I think it was like 60 bucks. It's not the best one, but a lot of people said it worked pretty decent. All right guys, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to ride the BMW up the ramps and show you that the transmission, which is basically stopped working. Let's put the key in, crank it up. Let's see, take the emergency brake off. All right, so we're gonna put the car in drive. Put it in drive, and then we're gonna try to go up the ramp. See if we can get it up the ramp. Hold on, it didn't go into drive. Oh yeah, see, it's like automatically going back into park. There it is. Okay, it's pulling now because it warmed up. All right, let's see. actually went up it. It took it a minute. I guess it had to warm up, but it did go up it. All right, guys, so we got the car up, and let's go ahead and start. All right, guys, so I'm up under the vehicle, and you can see that overnight, this is how much transmission fluid has poured out of the vehicle on my tray. These trays are good to get. You can see it says, what is this, Flow Tools or whatever. You can get these at Advanced Auto for like 16 bucks. It works really well when you're gonna change fluid to stop fluid from dripping all over the ground. But you can see that is a lot already, and that's just overnight. Okay. If you look up here, you can see how bad of a leak, you know, it was or whatever. All right here, it's leaking all out of the transmission. All right, guys, so the first thing you're gonna do is remove this aluminum skid plate. It is 8mm screws, so it's 8 of them, and they're 8mm. We're gonna start by taking those off first. Now we're going to remove this. Just pull back. Just like that. Lay that down. Okay. Yeah, it's leaking. Looks like it's leaking from the actual drain plug too. All right, guys. So if you see right up there that rusted screw is, that is your fill plug. Let's see if I can point to it. Second. Right here. That's your fill plug, okay? It's an 8mm, and you have to break that free. Get you a wrench. Stick it up in here. Just like that. Get that in there and actually break that free. Okay, you want to break that free before you drain anything, because if you can't get this loose, you'll drain all your fluid out and won't be able to move the vehicle. All right, guys, so what we're going to do is loosen the fill plug up at the top. Let's see. These things are really, really, really tight. So you have to make sure that you break this free first. Okay. So that's loose. Now you're not going to take it out. You're just loosening it up just to make sure that you can feel the transmission back up once you let all the fluid out. The drain plug is right here, and what you're going to do is remove it and let the fluid out. This is a 10mm, and the fill plug is a 8mm up here at the top, the one I broke loose. So this is a 10. Make sure you have your drain pan under it. Go, oh God. Okay. Splashed a little bit, but not a lot. So we're gonna let all that pour out, which doesn't look like it was a lot. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that drain for a little while, probably about 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to remove the T40 bolts that's going around the transmission pan. As you can see, they're all the way around it. You can't see those in the front, but they're going already all the way around it. And what we're going to do is we're going to take them all loose, and we're going to leave this one in the corner right here. We're going to leave one in there to hold it, to keep it, you know, to keep it up so that it doesn't just fall down and just everything just pours everywhere. I may be able to take the whole thing off, but we'll see. We'll see how we do it. We'll see how I'm going to do it, because it's still fluid inside here. It's a drop down, so it's still in here. Go ahead and put the plug back in, and then we can just go ahead and start taking the T40s out. The other, where is it? 1, 2, 3. The other 3 are being blocked. I'm gonna have to go from the opposite side and take those out. I can't do it from the front where the engine is. I'm gonna put one of these bolts back in, just in case when I take this loose it just falls. Alright. Alright guys, so I'm gonna try this small ratchet. Little drive. It's for hex bits. And that, yeah, that worked. It's still difficult to get these out, so you gotta make sure you have a small enough tool to get in here and get these out. see that? It is like between this cross member bar, so it's very, you know, difficult to get those out. But that little small drive I have got it out. But I wanted to show you guys that. We have all of the T40s out except for 2. That's the only thing that's holding it on. One here and then one up there in the front. So what I want to do is take this off without spilling everything everywhere. You can do it at an angle to control it. I am going to try to drop the whole thing. Let's see if I can do this. Alright, so that one bolt's holding it real good. And let's see how I'm gonna do this. Let's see. Slide all the way up under here and take that one out at the back here. Alright, so I'm gonna hold this up. Take out that last one, hold it, and try my best not to let this leak everywhere. I can hear it. It's like wanting to pour out everywhere. See, I'm gonna tilt it and try to get the fluid out of it. Yeah, there we go. So I'll pour some of it out. And what I'm gonna do is to stop this from dripping everywhere, because it's trying to drip everywhere. I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna slide this pan back under here. There we go. And that'll catch all of the drips from the Mechatronic unit. The Mechatronic unit is like right here. We're gonna have to take that out too. Alright guys, so the next thing we have to do is remove the valve body sleeve. We have to disconnect this harness. If you can see up in there, you see that up in there, that round thing? You have to unscrew it first, and then pull it out. You have to turn it, alright? So you gotta stick something in there to turn it. If you can see, there is a little part that you can grab right here. You should be able to turn it with your hand, but you can't because it's been on there so long. So you have to take like a long screwdriver or a pry bar or something like that and stick it up under there and just turn it. Push up on it. You see that? You saw me move it? That's what you want. Just keep, you want to keep doing that until you get that bad boy loose. Alright, see if I can get the light to shine back up in there. Okay, so keep turning that until you can get it loose. Alright guys, so I got it out. Once you turn it and get it loose, you just take your pry bar, stick it in from the side like this, and then just push it out. Okay, so it's loose, and you can see the sleeve. The sleeve is like right there.
That's the valve body sleeve that we're going to put in, the new one. It's right here. Now to get that out, this white clip right here is actually holding it. So you have to push this little tab in right here. This tab in and pull down on it. Just like that, okay? And then once you get that loose, up in there where that sleeve is, see it right there? Where the sleeve is, you're gonna get a pry bar and pull it out. You're gonna break a little bit of it, but it doesn't matter because you have a new one. You're gonna break a little bit of it and then you're just gonna pull it out. All right. Technically, you're just gonna take something just like that, stick it on it, and then pull it out. Just keep pulling it until it comes out, okay? With your pry bar, you're gonna lean up against the transmission, put it on it, and then pull it out. I know it's kind of hard to see, but that's how you get it out. All right, guys, so you can see that I got it free. It's right here. I just kept pulling on it until it came out, and you can see it's loose now. So we're just gonna pull it up out of there and keep on going. All right, guys, so I'm letting the Mechatronic unit drip. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit and finish letting it drip. I just want to clean up as much as I can. Try not to leave any dirt or paper towel debris in it. So I'm not wiping it. I'm just pushing up on it and letting it absorb into the actual paper towel itself. And then we're gonna see how many bolts it is to remove the Mechatronic unit from the transmission. All right, guys, so what we're gonna do is lower the Mechatronic unit from the transmission. I don't know exactly how many T40s it is, but you have a lot of screws in here, and the T40s, there are two different sizes. It's the T40s, and I don't actually know what the other size is, but you have the bigger flat head screws where the top of it's like a flat. The other ones are round, so you got round, and then you got flat, 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 flat. So all the flat ones, you're gonna take those out, but you're gonna know because your T40 is not gonna fit in those other T-head bolts. So this is a T40, and we're gonna start taking them loose. I'm gonna count them so we'll know how many it actually is to take out. Make sure you have something under to catch the stuff that's gonna come out, because it's gonna start dripping a lot. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10. The ones in the front are short, and then it seems like all the rest of them are really long. Okay. There's 2 here. I'm gonna take one of them out and leave one in because I don't want it to fall down on me. Because I think this thing comes out easily once you take all the bolts out. So there's 2 here. I'm gonna take one of them out. Yeah, it should be the last one. This one right here. Yep, that might be it. Let's see. Okay, let's see. There it is. We got it out. Let's put it off to the side over here. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and pull the bridge seal out. We already took the Mechatronic unit out. I'm just letting it drip. We're gonna pull out this bridge seal here. You can see it right here. I'm gonna pull that out. You're gonna get some drippage. It's just what's gonna happen. Okay. Now, when you pull this out, okay, as you can see, a piece of the rubber came out of it. That's a piece of rubber. You gotta pull that off too. I don't even know why that came out, but it did. It goes in here, if you can see that. It actually goes back in there. So that wasn't supposed to come out. So you have to make sure that when you put the new one on, it's flat right here, like nothing's poking out to stop the other one from seating. All right, guys, so this right here is the Mechatronic unit that was removed from the transmission. Let me see. These are all the bolts that came out of it. It's 10 big ones and 3 small ones. This right here is where we remove the harness, and that locking tab right there is what we pulled down to remove the sleeve. All right, I'm gonna let you see the other side of it. It's still leaking. This is the part that we could see under the car, and then that's about it. What we're gonna do is kind of clean it off a little bit, and then we're gonna put everything back in the vehicle. All right, guys, so what we're gonna do is we're going to install the bridge seal adapter. Okay. Let's see. Goes like this. So the square part goes towards your driver's side, and the rectangle side goes to the passenger side, and the taller part of it goes towards the transmission, and it should just snap in. Just put it in there. There you go. So that's what it does. It just snaps in. It's like a little fork here. This little fork closest to you, to the driver's side, it has like a little area where it needs to drop in at. This thing's pretty heavy. Let's see. Push it in there. Now, I'm gonna get me one of these screws just to hold it for a second. One second. Okay. So that one bolt's gonna hold it in. Now, we have to set this fork. It's like a little fork over here on the side, and we have to set this fork so that the Mechatronic unit will know which gear it's in. So let's see how this goes in there. This goes, this right here goes in there. Just like that. If you look up in here, you'll see right here, this little gap right here. If you can look in there, you'll see that I already have that little fork sitting in the inside. That has to be in there. That little fork right there has to be inside it. See how I got it inside it? It has to be in there. If it's not in there, it's not gonna work. Now that I have that part on there, now all I'm gonna do is start putting all of the screws back in. Make sure when you have this seated, that little fork is still in this hole, this little slot right here, okay? Gotta make sure that that stays in there. Right now, I'm just gonna put them in so that they'll hold. I'll just do one at a time. Let's see. Okay. 3 small ones go up here in the front. Okay. What we're gonna do next is torque them off to 8 Newton meters. All right, so let's click them off. Remember, it's 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 12, 13. All right, so that's all of them. We got every last one torqued down. All right, guys. Next, what you're gonna do is install the Mechatronic sleeve. You see that little pin right there? You're gonna push this in, turn it until you feel it find that slot, and then you're gonna push it in. Okay, I'm gonna put a little transmission fluid around these seals here so it'll make it easier to slide in. So we're going in up here. We're gonna go up in here. I got it seated in there. It was a little difficult. You have to put the sleeve in with the locator tab down first. Kind of slide it in just a little bit and then turn it towards the left so that the tab is going towards the passenger side, and then you'll feel it drop in. You push it in. They say you can do it with your hand, but I had to use the pry tool to just push up against it flat, and then it snapped in. Now, this locking tab right here will not go up. Okay, it won't go up unless the, let's see. It won't go up unless that sleeve is in the right spot. Okay, so that's how you're gonna know. Like, this right here will not go up. See how it went up? That means that it's in the right location. It'll just be down the whole time. You'll be trying to push it up and it won't go up. All right, so that's how you know that the sleeve is in the right spot. Okay. What we're gonna do next is go ahead and seat that let's see, that plug up there. See that plug with the orange grommets on it? We're gonna push that in and seat that, and once we seat it, we're gonna turn that, it's like a screw-on thing that makes it so that it won't come off. You screw it on and it'll lock down. So we're gonna do that and then we'll go from there. All right, guys, so we got it back in. To make sure that it's right, that line that's on that angled boot right there, that needs to be pointing down just like it is, straight down. Slide it on, and then right when you get it butted up against it, turn that little pedal right there that's sticking out, that little pedal, turn it down. It should be up because you already took it loose. So as soon as you put it on, pull it down and it'll grab onto the sleeve and lock it into place. Okay, we have the bridge seal put in, the Mechatronic unit back in. We torqued off all the T40s. We have the Mechatronic sleeve or valve body sleeve put in. We connected the harness and then we locked it down. The next thing to do, or next step, is to put the transmission pan back on. Put 24 screws back in for this transmission pan. Slide this thing up under here. Slide this under here. Okay. Let's see. Just like this. No. Gotta put this in first. So put it like this first, then set it down. Alright, so now I got it all the way down. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one screw in this corner over here and put this in. Just enough so that I can so I don't have to hold this. I'm gonna just run it up just a little bit. There we go. Okay, we got one on, and then I'm gonna go down to the bottom down here and put one on. Okay, so now that's down. We're going to proceed to put all 24 screws back in. I already have 2, so we only got 22 left. Okay, so now we have 3 more, and we know that those are the ones that go up in the front up there. So there's a torque sequence on this, just like the Mechatronic unit. I will have the schematics for that in my descriptions area, so you'll be able to look at it and print it out if you need to. I'm gonna try to do it by memory. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 20, 21, 22. I already did those. I missed one, so since I missed one, I'm gonna go around in a circle, make sure I got all of them. So we'll start from right here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 21, 22, 23, 24. Alright. So everything's torqued off. Like I said, it's 10 Newton meters. Now we got the bottom pan torqued off. And now we're gonna go ahead and feel it. We already loosened the fuel plug that's way up here. And well, see, I can turn it out with my hand. There you go. So we got the fuel plug out, and what I'm gonna do is put 3 liters of transmission fluid inside the pump and get it up here so I can pump all this transmission fluid in it. All right, guys, so this is the pump, and this right here is the fill area. Just got this little lock. Take this off, and we're gonna pour 3 of these in here. It should be able to take 3 liters. So it took almost 3. Well, you gotta get the bubbles out. Okay, so just lean it, get the bubbles out, and fill it up the rest. Alright, that's about all we can get in there. Just put the top on. Tighten it down. Guys, when you tighten this down, you tighten it down until it gets snug, until you feel it touch the body. Don't keep cranking it because you'll break it. It'll just bust this open. I seen somebody do it and they didn't get to finish doing their work. Okay, now after that, all you do is pump it. Just pump it up. And what you're doing is pumping pressure in it. You can see the needle going. It's probably as much pressure you probably want in it. You probably can go more, but I wouldn't. It only costs 60 bucks. Yeah, so it won't pump anymore. That's it. All right. Now, what you do is you're gonna get the one like this, then you're gonna snap it into the end. You're gonna snap it into the end. Now, let's see if I stick this in there, if it's gonna squirt out. Okay, it did. All right, so you're gonna hook this in the hole where you took the fill plug out. Hook this in the hole and then turn the lever and it'll automatically pump it out.
without you having to do anything. And then once it loses pressure, you just pump it back up and it'll pump the rest of it out. All right.
Now we're gonna start the fill process. And like I said, you take the hook and you stick it right in the hole. And once you get it in there, you crack the valve. Let's see. And it'll start flowing. Oh, there it is. Let's kind of give you a close-up of it. That's what it looks like. It's actually just stuck in the hole up there and it's pumping it in. Just like that.
You see right here where the pump is actually pumping the fluid in. I had really close to 3 liters in here and it's basically done pumped it all. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill it back up and then we're gonna do it again. Just let it keep pumping.
All right, so we got it pumped back up to 50 PSI. And we're gonna crack it and let it fill up some more. All right, guys, so we got about 5 liters of transmission fluid pumped into the transmission, and it started to come out of the fill plug. So now that we have enough in, what we're gonna do is start going through the gears to fill up the valve bodies.
All right, first thing you want to do, put your key in, start the vehicle. Put your foot on the brake. All right, now you're gonna put the car in drive, leave it in drive for about 10 seconds. All right. Now you're going to switch it into manual mode. And then you're going to press up and put it into M1 for 10 seconds. Then you're going to go down, put it into M2, 10 seconds. Bring it down again. Go to M3, it'll switch back to M2. Go to M3, then 4, 5, all the way up to 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Now you're gonna put it in reverse. It's in reverse. 10 more seconds. put it in park. Okay, take your foot off the brake, and you're gonna let the car warm up. The transmission needs to warm up between 35 Celsius and 55 Celsius, okay? So between those two should be a good warm temperature. All right, guys, so I'm gonna show you how to check the transmission fluid temperature in your BMW. All right, I'm in a 2009 BMW X5 E70, all right? So what you're gonna do is use your scan tool. Mine is a AutoFix 7910. You're gonna go to, let's see, for BMW, hit OK. You're gonna go to for BMW series. Like I said, mine is an X5, so we're gonna go to X series, X5. Mine is a E70, it's a 2009, so 2007 to 2013. We're gonna go to basic functions, and then we're gonna go down to manual select. Let's see, EGS transmission control, and then we're gonna go to read data. Okay, and let's see, we're gonna click on the first one, performance variables, and then select all items, and then press down. It says oil temperature gearbox Fahrenheit. All right, so right now it says it's 131 Fahrenheit. We're gonna start the vehicle and we're gonna see what the operating temperature is. Let's see. All right. Okay, so 129 Fahrenheit, which is like, I'm guessing, I know it's over 50 Celsius. It's probably like 53 Celsius. I'm gonna stay with that. That might be right. You can check it yourself if you would like, but it's about 53 Celsius. So, like I said, we want it between 55 and 35, and that is great. So what we're gonna do is turn the vehicle off and go finish filling the vehicle. All right, guys, so what we're gonna do is start the vehicle and fill the rest of the transmission while the car is running. It makes it easier not to overfill the transmission. As soon as it starts to pour out, that means that the transmission is full. If you do it while it's not in idle, you really don't know how much to put in. So we're gonna have the car in idle and we're gonna fill it up the rest of the way. Just hold on. All right, guys, so what you're gonna do is click off the fuel plug should be an 8mm Torx bit or Allen wrench.
you're going to click it off to 35 Newton meters. All right. So what we're gonna do is try my best to right there. All right, and smooth this out the way. All right. All right, 35 Newton meters. Let's get it. I have to turn my body this way. There you go. All right, so that's 35 Newton meters. I don't have any leaks that I see. Everything seems to be good. And that's it. All you gotta do is put the pan back under the bottom, and that's it. All right, guys, so I cleaned up under the car, sprayed everything down real good. Everything's clean, nothing's dripping from the transmission, and I'm about to put the transmission skid plate on. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Let's get another one back here in the back. Alright, guys. Oh god. That's it. We're done. Just get my butt here. Everything's finished. Everything's clean. Alright, guys, so I wanted to share the next day with you. This spot right here actually came from the X5. It'll probably never go away. It was the transmission. As you can see, there's no new spots. That right there is just water from the air conditioner because it just left. And I wanted to let you guys see that there was no new spot. It's been here all night. So that was the problem, man. It's fixed. So if you're having this problem, you know what to do. J.O.A.T.D.